Dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be diving into another beginner level machine on the VulnHub, which is CengBox 2. The link will be put in the description section below so that you can download it and play it on your own. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Now, let's get started. We can head over to Linux to begin with. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target machine. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be netdiscover. Alright, as you can see over here, the IP address of the target machine could be recognized as 254. So what shall we do next? We need to perform port and surf scanning with a map. To save time of this video, I've already completed before, so now we can get out its result. Let's scroll up a bit. So as usual, I took the options like scene scan, the default script scan, and then version scan, followed by the full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. Although the IP address of the machine has been changed since I re-imported the machine into the VirtualBox. So this time, different IP address has been assigned to this target machine by internal DHCP server of VirtualBox. Anyway, this will not affect our application. From the map scanning results, we can tell the target has 1, 2, 3 open ports in total. Let's take a look at them one by one. The first one is 21. The surface is FTP or File Transfer Protocol. Even we can get its version information, including version number. And also with the option of SC, we can tell the target allows anonymous FTP login. Afterwards, we need to check it out manually. Let's move on. The second is 22, and the surface is SSH or Secure Shell Surface. And also we can get its version information, including the version number. Though this version is quite outdated, it's not easy to find workable vulnerability. Okay, the last one is 80, and the surface is HTTP or Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And also we can get its version information, Apache 2. So where shall we go next? Just I mentioned over and over again in my channel, if the target machine has file sharing service running, such as FTP, Samba, or NFS, we should enumerate those services first. In this case, we should enumerate FTP first. So how to enumerate? We can use such a sprite to see whether this version is vulnerable or not. Only one exploit, but this one is denial of service. This is not what we want at this point. Next, we need to FTP to the target machine. Okay, the username is anonymous and no password. We are in. Now, just one file, we can get down this file. Also, we can check to see whether we can navigate across different locations like var, but failed to change directory. And also we can check to see whether we can upload the file, and we can create the test file, edit file, and then we can use command put test, but we still get error of 550. So I think we have already completed enumeration with this FTP service. Now we can exit from the FTP session, and we can get out this file note. So Kevin, I just set up your panel and used default password. Default password, it means maybe the password is very simple, like a domain like password. Please change them before any hack. I tried to move site to a new domain, which name is this one. We can copy and paste over here, and also created a new area for you. So I think this would be possible username and also the Kevin, right? Okay. So now we can fire up browser to perform manual enumeration with web application. Press enter. So site maintenance, we need to refresh. Sorry, we don't serve yet. You can check later. This site regards. And we can check its source code. So nothing here. And also we can access robots, but not found. Next, let's bring back the terminal window and launch Nicto to perform automatic enumeration with this web application. When I conduct automatic enumeration, I always begin with Nicto. Nicto can sometimes be very useful. For example, like common files and directories, but nothing exciting this time. Next, we can launch GoBuster to perform directory enumeration. Okay, let's autocomplete this command. Unfortunately, GoBuster can't find anything useful. So hold on. Just now we have already got to know the domain name is this one. So possibly we have to append this domain name, and we can go ahead to see what else we can get. Okay, so how to do? We can use echo and press enter. Pipe to sudo. Okay, it's done. Now we can access the domain name rather than IP address. Okay, but we still get the same site back from the target machine. Even robots is not there. And if you want, you can launch GoBuster to perform directory enumeration one more time. But again, we get the same results. So how to do? So probably, there is a subdomain in this target machine, and we need to find out. So how to do? We need to use some kinds of fuzzing technology. So we can launch wfuzz, and we can use the H option to specify the host field. Okay, U, and we can use W option to specify the word list. GoBuster directory, medium, press enter. Of course, there are a lot of output, so it means we need to put filter, like we can use HW filter, the number of words 76. Let's press enter, and almost immediately we find this subdomain name, a domain, and then we can append this subdomain name to the host file as well, a domain. Okay, press enter. Now we can access this subdomain, a domain. However, we got error forbidden. Next, we can launch GoBuster again to perform directory enumeration. So how to do? GoBuster Okay, press enter to see what we can get this time. Okay, it's correct. All right, as you can see over here, this time we discover gila directory. Now we can access this directory, gila. Press enter. And hello world, gila CMS. So this is some kind of CMS, gila CMS. So how to next? I think we can check to see whether this CMS is vulnerable. It's vulnerable indeed. But at this point, we haven't got its version yet. And I think for any CMS, there must be some kind of entry or portal, login portal, right? So I think we need to make a deeper directory enumeration. Okay, gila. We find login directory and also admin. So we can access admin. So we are required to supply email and password. So just now from the notes left by the author, the Kevin is the user and the password is very weak, default password. So I think we can use this username to log in. Okay, so Kevin some company VM password like admin or password admin login, it does work. And next we can get its version, right? So we can copy remote code execution authenticated. Great. Maybe even we do not need to use this exploit. We can have a look at the possible locations where we can upload our web shell, like a file manager. So even it's very easy. We can upload the file. However, here there is HT access. At this moment, PHP file will be excluded, will be denied. So I think we can delete this file, and then we can upload, like we can, of course, I've already got this PHP reverse shell file, which you can get it from many sources like Pentest Monkey, website. So next we can set up the listener on the Linux. Now we can upload. So file uploaded successfully without any filter now or at this point, right? And now we can go to the root. So where our uploaded file is. Temp here. Maybe we can upload to different place, right? We can upload here. And now this time, yeah, now is in the assets directory. So now we can access our uploaded web shell to get initial foothold on the target machine. And so now we can copy. So this should be assets, shell, press enter. Beautiful. We have already got collection from the target machine. And we need to spawn an interactive shell. Next, Python 2 is not available. How about Python 3? Python 3 import pty spawn. Okay, and also I'd like to define term variable, environment variable. So then we can clear screen whenever to get a bigger space on the window. Now we can go to home directory. The two users mitnick, but permission denied, swartz. Run PHP. So can we run sudo? We can. And we can. So I think we can make a lot of movement to this user by running this script. But at this moment, we do not have permission to manipulate. So let's take a look at this file, run PHP. PHP. So very easy. We just specify the username and followed by this path. So we got the PHP environment. We can run system like bin bash. As you can see, we have already become swartz. Beautiful. And then we can go to home directory. We need to gather more information to elevate privilege, right? Or make another movement to another user. And we can run ID, nothing here. Also, we can run sudo. But at this moment, we do not have password for this user, right? Let's go to home directory again, mitnick. Oh, SSH directory. Even we discover this private key. Very easy. So now we can copy this private key and create it locally on the Kali Linux. Okay, write and quit. Change mode. Now we can SSH to the target machine. Oh, we need to remove the history public keys. Yes, but this private key is passphrase involved or protected. Don't worry, we can use SSH to John to convert, and then we can launch John the Ripper to crack it. Because I have already done this before, so we can use the show option to display cached password. Okay, legend. So now we can copy this passphrase from here, paste in here. So now we got the shell of another user. We can get the user flag. And now we can run ID again. This user belongs to LXD group. So I think we can utilize this membership to elevate the privilege. So how to do? We can use Google and input LXD privilege escalation. Let me find some help. Yes, this one. I think it can work. Okay, we can, we can clone this Alpine image from Git repository, and then we need to upload this image to the target machine, and then we need to import it. So we just follow the steps here. Okay, I think I have already cloned this repository from GitHub already. So now we can go inside this directory. Next, we need to upload this image to the target machine. How to do? We can set up. I've already set up a web server. I don't know. Not yet. And then we can copy the file name. And then we can go to temp directory. We can use wget to upload. And we can image import Alpine, and we can set alias. We can just use the same name, same alias. And then we can run this command. Oh, not this one. I think it should be this. Copy. Run it. Very easy. We can start this container. And then we can get shell of this container. Okay. Go to root. And then we can grab the root flag. So I think that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you next. Bye. Have a nice day, please.